Hi, my name is George Madiou, and I'm here with Tom Big Al Schreider, one of the most prolific contributors here at the Network Marketing Magazine. And I'm excited about going over a lesson that I really find fascinating and extremely helpful. And that lesson is on icebreakers. So, Tom, welcome to this lesson.
Thank you,
So,
George.
I wanted to take this subject about icebreakers, and and what I find so fascinating is you teach us what to say. All right, in this particular book that you've written, it's how to get any prospect to beg you for a presentation. Now that's fascinating. So, in a couple of minutes, can you give us a snapshot of icebreakers?
Sure. Out of the four core skills, out of the 25, there's four we use all the time. The first one's called rapport, where it's pretty easy when we start because we already have rapport with people we know. Later, we're going to have to get better at it when we talk to strangers. But in the beginning, rapport is done. The next step is to take the conversation from social chit chat all the way to our business. And that's usually done very unprofessionally and ugly by us when we get started. So you're thinking, well, how do I just kind of move my conversation in with not looking sleazy? Well, let me give you an example of pretty bad. Um, I'm at a funeral and I say to the widow, really sorry about your husband, but have you considered your residual income options for the future? And that's probably bad timing, bad icebreaker, but that's what happens when we get started. We go to a party, we see 20 people. How do we get them to talk about our business or even want to hear from us? It's easier to give a presentation once they ask us. So let's make that happen. People are reactive. If you say hi, they will say hi back. If you punch them in the nose, well, they'll punch us back. So once we understand people are reactive, all we have to do is realize that their activity, their words are going to be dependent on what we say, which puts us in control. So let's imagine we're going to talk to somebody and let's use the most basic of all formulas. I just found out. Now, if you say I just found out, people won't let you leave until you finish the sentence. We have somebody who's actually going to listen to the words we say. So let's say I sell weight loss. I said, I just found out how we can lose weight by changing what we have for breakfast. Say nothing else. Now, if they're interested in losing weight and that sounds good, they might say, what? Tell me more. But here's what's interesting. When they say, tell me more, not only did they give us permission for a presentation, but they've already closed themselves. They already made a decision. Yeah, this is something I want. It's easy from there. You say, well, I don't sell weight loss. Oh, I sell skincare. Well, let's use that same formula. I just found out how I can make my skin stop wrinkling while I sleep. What are they thinking? I wonder, maybe my skin is wrinkling while I sleep too. Tell me more. And now we have a prospect for our skincare. Or we might say, I just found out how we can fire the boss. You say, wow, that's an easy formula. And all we have to do is just use those first starting words and then fill in the blanks with benefits. I'll just give you a couple examples. Let's start off with, I just found out how we can fire the boss. I just found out how we can have 2 paychecks instead of 1. I just found out how we can work out of our home so we don't have to warehouse our children in daycare. I just found out how we can work 4 days out of the week, get paid for 5. I just found out how we can take a 6-month holiday twice a month. I just found how we never have to show up for work again. I just found out how to earn more money part-time than our boss does full-time. What do you think most people might say? So with a little bit of listening skills, we would probably know which one to say. Now that's the most basic. We can upgrade where we actually do a great icebreaker and close at the same time. So it's all done very, very quickly, but we have to start somewhere, and that is learning just the basic icebreaker structure. So in the book, we give 4 or 5 different ways to start the icebreaker, fill in the blanks with benefits, and you'll see right away that, you know what, learning what to say really isn't that hard. It's so easy that even men can do it. So, George, let me turn it back to you.
Well, I really appreciate that, and that's extremely helpful. So it's Icebreakers by Tom Big Al Schreider. So thanks so much, Tom.